Well, hello, and good morning. Happy Friday. We got another video done, or I'm trying to get another video done for you guys today. I'm trying to keep to my three a week. Oh my goodness. Even during the holiday, well, my holidays. Not everybody is off. I know a lot of people are back to normal today, but this is Julian with the Jewel Design, and we are doing ephemera today. We are going to continue to work on pieces that are going to go in our holiday tree page pocket journal, right? So we have the journal cards that are from Junk with Stuff, her holiday tree journal card collection, and I made tabbed pages using, of course, tabs, inserts, and then tipping in double journal cards so that we have pockets for each set of journal cards. So we have 20 pocket pages, and each one has something that's writable in it, or can hold something that is writable. So we have coffee dyed papers, green papers, journal cards, and these are journal cards that will be made by me in whatever fashion possible. So definitely go back and look. There's definitely a couple videos already, but fun things like taking scraps and giving us the line writability on the back of index cards, which are almost the perfect size for this journal. I had to trim down just a little bit, but we can distress it and ink it and have all that fun stuff. So really stoked about this little guy. Had some interest in it, which is great. I'm really stoked that someone is interested in buying it. So it really makes my heart sing and definitely helps me, encourage me to finish this so she can have it in her collection as soon as I can. So today we are working on a combination of vellum cards and index cards. I'll do one of each, so you get a feel for what it is, and then I'll mass make the rest off camera because, well, no one wants to see the same thing over and over. So as it's labeled, as the video is labeled, it is lace and ribbon and pearls oh my, and of course unusual layering, at least in my mind. Like, we're going to use, scrap embossing on index cards that are tea dyed. We're going to take some tea dyed, what's the word? Paper towels, and they have sort of its own little pattern on it, which is great. Sorry guys, I am stalling just a little bit because I've got to get my fabric tack up and running. The other stuff did not show up as quickly as I expected, so even with me stalling a little bit on this video this week, because I really wasn't sure when I was going to get to it, and we didn't know if I was going to get to a Friday video, I'm running low, and it's cold, and I left it outside. Bad me, I know better, in the garage. Eek. So we'll cross our fingers there. So we're just hoping, I had it on its side, but I thought if I don't move it around, we're not going to get it to do anything I need it to do. So we're just sort of touching base with everything. I have more glitter glue, and that's never really a problem. I do get it a little low on my bottles, though, so I'd be careful. So let's start with the one I know for sure and how it's going to work. What I wanted to do at one point was take lace, and I wanted to put it on the edges of some of these journal cards, so that when you got into the page, I'll pull this one out for the moment as it goes to the other part. I thought I would line sort of like the inside of the journal card pocket. I was going to put lace on just one, like the back side, so we could stick paper in and out. And there's still nothing wrong with that, and I may still very well do that. I have plenty of options in the lace department. But when I was filling the pockets, I have, this lovely vellum card, vellum scene, from a Christmas winter packet from Tim Holtz way back when. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. When he does his vellum pages, the little mini vellum pages or vellum cards or whatever. So anyway, I was going to put this inside the pocket and try to get this in and out. And then I was playing, and then I realized, well, wait a minute, what if we decorated the top of the vellum card, right, because I had cut them down to fit the pocket, with the lace and the ribbon? What if we sort of had to play with it? And so I figured we could top the cards with some lace to help you pull it out. We're keeping to that sort of tabbed, easy to see. We could do a little bit of trim and a little bit of pearls, and then we're going to probably back it with some of my tea-dyed paper so we can make it writable. I hate to have to give her, the new owner, anything that she can't write on in each page. First, they were just going to be pretties, and there's nothing wrong with pretties, but I figured even the 2 pretties can be usable. Why should we not have them pretty? It just doesn't make any sense not to have them pretty, right? So we're going to put the lace and stuff on top, and then we're going to glue this down sort of in the right spot behind it, so that maybe we can either hide or enhance anything necessary. So this is just some of my own tea-dyed paper, all crinkled and fun, and figured it's almost the right size, and we could just let it be a little grungy and haphazard like the rest of the journal. It definitely has a grungy feel to it. So we'll do in the front. This is, I thought, was a perfect length to sort of, you know, enhance and help make it feel. I couldn't decide whether to, you know, overlap anything, like one in the back, one in the front, because I thought this meshing would be great. Meshing is great to help sort of glue it down and not interfere with the lace itself. But I was like, well, no, I really do want one to sit inside the other. And then we just are going to sort of, you know, tuck it in there and make it work. So, yeah, I want to see a little bit of it. And on the back side, you know, we'll get to see more in a different way. So, we'll do it that way. I'm like, no, we're not going to mess with it too much. We're not going to stress about it too much. So, first and foremost, we'll probably try to get these two layers together. So, how's everybody's first full week of January going? Are we crafting? Are we organizing? Are we getting it together? I mean, it depends on your lifestyle. Some are, you know, retired, and so it's just another day, another week, another day. There's some of you who do have grandkids and kids, and who watch this and try to craft when they can, and you may or may not have, what's the word, oh, come on. Of course, this is being temperamental. Maybe it's my hands. It's been a long day. You know, you may have kids still in, kids out. I don't know, California, I don't know if it's all of California, but our district just did the weird thing and gave us a whole week after New Year's off, so, but we also didn't start, I say, until right before Christmas, so it's, yeah, new, interesting, weird, not sure, but it's what we had to do for, like, the high school to hit all 18 weeks that we're supposed to have before finals, so we had to work all the way up to that. Not a whole lot we could do about it. I don't even feel like I got anything out. I know it's sort of there. And this is starting to get sort of sticky, sort of gummy. So I definitely need new stuff. Or more, I should say. Too bad that if I pour in the new stuff, it'll be on top of the old stuff. It's like I can get it out. Oh, let's see. I am trying to get enough out, and I really don't seem to have the strength in my hands today. I did do a lot of chores the other day, so it takes me a few days to get things sort of back into gear. And as you can see, if you followed me, I've almost always had nails. Even in COVID era, we had some kind of press-on nail, some kind of nail of some length, long and short. And this is the first time in a very long time these are all my own nails. All I have is glittery, clear coat and glitter over them. Not even a gel, it's just clear coat and glitter. And I got a manicure today. My daughter got her nails worked on, but New Year, sort of new something. I don't really care for my new tech, so she's not quite my cup of tea, so I'm having to go, well, let's let my nails grow out for a while, and I'll do the press-on nail, different type of gel glue to get by for a while, to get my own nails grow out, and then I may go back to the gels, not the gels, the powder coverage, so that my nails will stay strong and stay my own nails, instead of having a hard plastic and acrylic over them all the time. So we'll see. I'm trying. We'll see if it actually happens. I'm pretty brutal sometimes on my hands. Not just crafting, but chores and housework and, I don't know, just projects. And, oh, I will decimate my nails sometimes. So I'm just using that mesh as sort of a way to keep everything adhered together. Can't even say that right. And we'll do a little extra here on the bottom of the mesh. I'm hoping a majority of the paper, or enough of the paper, will sort of go over it too. So that'll help. But yeah, it's weird. I did okay. I did my own a little bit of set of gel, or thicker nail polish over right after Christmas, as you saw in the blue. Because I needed them to sort of acclimate to the fact they didn't have any acrylics on. So then today, went to the nail tech and was like, I just need them, I need to get my cuticles cleaned up. So I did a really basic job, but yeah, cleaned them up enough, I guess. They didn't really do that much, but I had kill time when my daughter was there, so. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is the first time. There's almost no color and my own nail length and, gasp, right? Okay, so before I go too much farther, I just stick in, which is good. We want to, I guess that's it, was thinking about making sure that the bottom was pretty solid for the most part, so that when you look at it, you really can't tell too much that there's something behind it, but it would definitely make it more solid. I know it was even in the photo at first. It was a little light in color. And I was like, well, maybe if we put a little something behind it, plus then she could write on it, because you can't write on these. She'd have to add paper. And I was like, well, why don't I just add paper for her? I have some. Let's give it a shot. I'm hoping the fabric tack, because it is a slightly thicker vellum, won't show too much through it. I know, I probably should have just done the outside. Oh well. I have noticed lately, even our fabric tack is showing through a number of different vellums, and they're not all that great. Now, there's an extra hum in the background of the video. I'm so sorry. I had to run the heater, or running the heater, I should say. Not have to run a heater, but I have to run a heater. I'm doing this a little later in the evening, and it's cold. As one storm front went through, and definitely did dump snow into California, it means the rest of us who don't get snow are still getting cold. I can tell that we have no rain for the next couple days, because oh my gosh, it's not going to be, won't be freezing, but we're not going into the freeze frost warning, but it is cold. So the house was cold all day because we were gone, and then now I'm a little bummed about that, but I don't know. It's sort of nice. I mean, it's definitely different in the back. Gives you a different feel. You do know. It's definitely an unusual layering day. We are doing unusual layers. We're putting a little bit of a... Ooh, and perfect. We can use these bits and pieces then on the other side. I definitely want to. Probably will pull off the mesh, though. I want to do clusters and clumps, you know, on top of each other in the corners of those index cards. The goal is to turn that index card into, you know, journal cards, but we're going to put clusters of stuff on them. So let's move this over here. We need it for both, so, okay. It's a canvas, so we're going to keep to the fabric tack because we're putting it on vellum. It is a printable canvas that is this jagged piece right here. So enough texture that glitter glue does work really, really well, but sometimes we need a little more room to maneuver, and sometimes just a better adhesive glitter glue only goes so far. So I like that because it does sort of give it wanted to overlap, and so I've got to do it somehow. So that helps it overlap a little bit. How are you guys seeing this? I know. So, you know, we get a little bit more of an overlap when we have another material right there, and we're definitely going to put some pearls on it. Not much of it. This isn't quite the silvery concept. But I think some pearls will be pretty up here since we are representing snow. Ooh, I have a pretty piece. So, like I said, how is that first week of January treating you all? I hope it's going well. Hope everything is what we want it to be. That the new year's treating you well. Honestly, I mean, the girls are trugging along. Dentistry and doctor appointments and things that we had to get taken care of while they were off, because it's so much easier to schedule it when their schedules are not all over the board. Especially my youngest. Who knew? I didn't realize she'd be the one that'd be busy this year with her color guard and her yearbook committees, and I never thought she'd be the one to be the busy one. My other one is definitely the homebody, but that's okay. I think, now I'm kicking myself. I might want to put this one above or below. I really want an extension of, maybe. There we go. Ugh. And this will stick up a little bit above the line, so that helps. There, so we've got our bling, our lace, our ribbon. Oh my, right? Bling, pearls, embossed. And it has this nice little flappy need, and there's a little bit, you know, the gold and the white behind it, so hopefully, there we go. And then it's totally writable. Let's get a little bit more glue in there. Of course, I will check this before I ever ship it out. I do go back and make sure to see how everything sits and how it dries and where I might have missed and all that jazz if I can, because, you know, we never know. It's always fun when we come across pieces where we swear would have stayed put, and then, you know, a year later you're like, oh, well, that didn't stick. I don't think glue's ever permanent. I really wish it was, but I don't care what glue we use. I think at some time, the right conditions, everything is going to come loose. That's why we put them in books and hope that they, stay in the books. Ouch. Though I'm not used to short nails. Ooh. Get underneath that fingernail. Slight paper cut. Eek. Alright. So that is the gist of my vellum journal cards. A little bit of paper on the back to write on. We're doing layers of ribbon and mesh and ribbon and lace to make a nice cute little pocket, or cute little journal card to put in these pockets, because these are already medium-sized journal cards, and when you glue them up, they get smaller. I'm like, they get smaller. This is one, yes. So I thought, once in here, then that would stick out, and depending how you want to, you can cover it, but the whole goal is to leave at least something sticking out a little bit, and we get another layer. Okay. And really, it's only going to go in as far as, all will allow, and it's okay if it sticks in a little farther, and then we see a little something. Yay. So there's another one in the back. It is a little smaller. It is more square-ish, but it's going to have the same idea, same effect. Okay. So it'll also be sticking out, which is great, because then we get another repetitious feel through it. Now, the only thing I just realized are index cards that we're going to put in here. I don't at the moment technically have anything sticking out of them. And even some of my green papers and stuff don't quite always stay out and above. But when you look at it, you get that yummy, rippled paper, grunge, old feel, because we have all these little things. They're not just perfectly, squared off journal cards. We get some other stuff in there. So I'm really liking that. And I love the fact of the hole punches that we have something more substantial. A journal card, a pocket, our little page envelope, right? Our little faux envelope with our deal and our little very rough cut ephemera pocket here, which I do need to put 2 more things in, so definitely have some work to do. So today, when you guys are watching this, I will be crafting along, finishing this project. But I got to finally do this video for you guys a little earlier in the week. Not as early as I was hoping, but a little earlier. So it's okay. Alright, so now with the index cards, here's sort of my thought. I wanted to, on each one of these, front or back, there's 4 of them, so maybe we'll do 2 on the front and I'll do 2 on the back, because they're all, 2 are splotched really good on the back, 2 are splotched really good on the front. And so I figured that maybe one of each type would have, and we'll do that, we'll do it this way, we would have, decorations on each front or back, depending on what we're doing. I almost can mass make these, so we'll try to do, a number of things. Plenty more. Here we go. So what I wanted to do was take bits and pieces of things. This has a sort of a pattern behind it. It's paper towels, Bounty or Kirkland or I don't know, something. But I wanted to take a highs and lows of the tea dye that just got absorbed into it and make a little rough square and glue it on and then do, ooh, it's coming apart. Ooh, maybe I'll get more than one. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. Does it pattern on both sides? Not as much, so maybe we'll use this for something else, where maybe on the back, this is great to use as a layer when you're Mod Podging tissue onto the fabric. It's a great base piece. Great base start to something. But we're going to stick to this one since it came apart and I don't want to worry about gluing. We're going to tear little corners, little squares of this tea-dyed stuff and get some highs and lows. I do want it not perfectly white, not perfectly all, beige. Just like our index cards, we want to get some variance, right? And so I want to do the same thing with the sample piece I had over here. Let's see, I don't know. Now with these, I don't have anything sticking out technically, but if we overlap a little bit into the corners, that would then give me, make sure it was upright, something sort of sticking out. Something sort of being my point of reference for a tabby-like instance. Can't even think of the word right now, it's okay. That would allow something sort of sticking out. But then it is getting lace in the corners, and it's getting mesh, and we're going to put, layers. What else did I have? I had, see this, I think that we'll use this, our favorite trim here, on some of those pages to break up the fact we do have a lot of just random paper, and I love this. So we're going to add a little bit of warmth and more beige to some of those pages, I think. Now this would actually be cute instead of just the lace. on one of our pages. Anyway, I said the humming is, yeah, I've had to finally turn on a little heater out here. And, because it's getting cold, and I haven't had to yet. So I'm like, ooh, dust, yeah. Alright, so what I wanted to do, between grunge and light, again, we want, I think I still want that to make it a little more narrow, and not so square on these. So that I have different sizes and shapes, right? But this, I'm thinking we need to, well, I guess both. We need to distress the edges. I definitely want, you know, some variance, but I want everything very... I want to continue with the grunge. I want to continue with the highs and lows, and a little hard to ink the tissue off a paper towel. Wow, my fingers. Well, there went that. And I'm like, well, there went my clean fingers from my manicure. Jeez. I was trying to keep the soot and stuff off from the fireplace because I have to get a towel damp and wet to clean the glass, but it's one you just keep reusing then, so there's always a little bit of wear and tear there. I wonder if... Oh, it's either way, huh? Hold on. I'm like, hold on, let's use that piece. I'm like, I shouldn't be trying to edge something with my fingers underneath it, but I'm trying to get the edges, so they are dark. They are a little darker. They're not too light. There we go, I think. It looks good, and then yeah, there we go, much better. Oh. Try to use our favorite ink. Okay, so I don't want to do. We want the rough edges. I'm using it as like almost like oh, I had a cheesecloth type of feel, right? Semi-light, airy fabric, but isn't a fabric. And I want to brush a little bit of the ink over the embossed areas, so that maybe we can see that a little bit better. Sometimes it works, and sometimes you end up getting everything around it and not the actual embossed part. Not sure. I know you can ink your embossed like template, and it will ink, like it'll press the ink down and give you that reverse feel. But I always try and then it doesn't quite work the way I want it to. I still have to perfect that. Okay, so we have this in the corner. We can keep it grungy by putting that there. There's 1, 2, 3. I feel like we need another piece, but then does it just make it too much of the same thing? I'm really liking this combo. I just don't know if we'll see the lace underneath it. It's all about angles. It's making sure everything's a little skewed. Left, right, and that sort of helps everything have a corner. I really like that. Okay, now I gotta get the glue to work for me. And I'm pretty much going to glue the layer on top down, and then just sort of carefully pick up, and we're just going to sort of glue it downward as we go, because if I try to start from the base, I will lose my somewhat perfect, yeah, I'm all, perfect layout. If you watch me, you know I put it exactly the way I want it, and then I can never get it glued back on. I'm working. I'm trying to find ways. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this is Dollar Tree, and, scraps and materials from when you're doing something. It's like, well, why waste it? I'm like, it's a paper towel. Yes, I get it, but it's now covered in tea dye, literally. I poured a bunch of tea into a tray and dunked the index cards into it, swashed it around, flipped them over, swashed it, and then they needed to dry. And so I felt like, well, why not dry them on paper towels? And I always love how it comes out, because it's always highs and lows and ups and downs, and it's never like the whole towel got doused, because of course it's like in this case, index cards weren't over the whole thing. They were in areas of the towel. So I put it to good use. Come on. Trying to get enough glue. Yeah, I don't know. I know Amazon told me everything got shipped out, so now I'm just waiting for it to actually arrive. They're like, well, it's going to be varied. I'm like, oh, thanks. I tried to get them to all arrive on the same day, or close to it. I was willing to wait a little longer if it meant they would all show up together and not get 3 million boxes. Yeah, no, not that lucky. Okay, so let's see if we can do more glue. Ugh, yeah, glue on the nail polish. Well, the nice thing is just nail polish, so I can just take it off and start over. But yeah, hopefully, haha, in a couple days. I do have new press-ons that I love with a new glue system. That should be not damaging to my nails, and allow me to glue things where I want them to be, and all that jazz. Almost into the perfect there. Okay. I'm loving this. Oh my gosh. It's getting all shabby and elegant and without really using a whole lot of anything that's expensive or, I mean, there is some vintage lace. This lace with the mesh is from my grandmother's collection, I believe. That or from a really good find that me and my mom did in one of our thrift stores. I'm not sure which, but I know there's some. It's not, that isn't Dollar Tree. On top is Dollar Tree, and the other thing is just paper. And I mean, it's a combination of stuff from vintage to not so vintage. But look at that. Oh, I'm in love. I hope you guys are in love. I really am. Oh, I hope so. And let me guess, this whole thing's been sideways. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I just realized. Oh, it's on its side the whole time. Okay, one moment. Alright, give me a sec. Nope, once I get started, it will not re-shift itself. So this is up on its side. Oh my goodness, I'm normally so good about checking that. I was so excited about starting that I realized you guys are going to see everything wrong. Oh. Alright, hold on. Well, I mean, I should be able to tweak it. Alright, well, I'm going to keep going, and hopefully I'm just going to have to put it in my system. And luckily I'm working right here for the most part, and I'm going to be able to rotate it and clip it tight. It's going to be definitely tight and close the whole time. But I just now realized my little red timer's over here instead of up here. And when you want horizontal, you want to make sure your timer is up here in your video screen, not over here. Not over here. Anyway, ain't that putty? I'm loving it. I hope the girl who's buying it loves it. But I can't wait to do those. Well, then I guess I'm not going to go too much longer. But that is what the deal was. Oh my goodness. So frustrated. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now that I realize I totally goofed, But see, so we have our vellum with a little bit laces and fun scraps, right? A writing space on the back, so it's not a wasted space. It goes in the pockets beautifully. Okay. And then I'll put it in the first of many. Then of course I love this first one, and I don't know if I can top it. But then, see, we have a nice simple journal card made out of an index that's been tea-dyed and splattered. Right, nice and simple on the back to write on. I'll add a little bit more distressed ink. Woo, glue. Ah, glue everywhere. Let's see real quick. Even though this is totally goofed up, I cannot believe we did that. I'm actually going to have to trim it down just a little bit. So we'll trim it off the other side, because this is not perfectly laid out the way we want to. So double check when you're filming, people. Make sure you are in the right orientation. Luckily, I have a program to do this with, but it definitely makes the file bigger. And I'm not doing it at the last minute, so I have time to do that. But, alright, so, get this to fit nicely and not too bunchy. I definitely need to take a decent amount of index card off the edge. And that's okay. Different sizes are good. Would have liked to have a little bit more of that distress. But look, another scrap! I'll use it elsewhere. You know me. We'll put it on the next one. Maybe we'll get some of those stripes on the back side of the other one. But here she has a perfectly good space on the back. She can put a photo on it. She can put a quote on it. She can write on it. And she has space on the front to also write on. So, there you go. See? Ta-da. And then we're going to put it in its little pocket. Be a little careful. But we cut it in a way where, we can have a little bit of bunchy up there. And she sees something that allows, an idea. Now, of course, we pull on that enough, it might rip right off. And that's okay, too, though. It does keep the grunge. But it's not quite a full tap. So it'll have to definitely be a careful pull. But it reminds her and lets her know that there is something in that pocket. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have this lovely pocket page journal. Definitely mini in size. It's not very big. It's okay. It is a little bit bigger than, I think I would say 6 by, these were 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. So I made this, 5 3/4 by 4 3/8. So, quarter size page. A little bit bigger than quarter size book page, and 20 beautiful tabs. Well, definitely more than that, 20 times 5, but 20 pages, 20 things. lovely inserts, and I will just have to show you guys on the flip side how it all turned out, because I don't want to go too many minutes and finding out this is really tough and really uptight, or really, really close in, to fix the orientation. But there you go. You get to see two beautiful little ideas, new ways to, not new ways, but more ways to create some journal cards, things to write on, to put in your journals no matter what the size is. Whether it's vellum, index cards, tea-dyed paper, and just the simplest, cutest little scraps. And look at that. Simple and easy. Well, thank you all so very much for joining me, Jolene at A Jewel Design. This is Friday. We'll see you on the flip side Monday as I get back into the full swing of things. And we'll get back to the Snowflake Journal. We need to keep working on that and figuring out how to get that all finished. Enough to make it a full-size journal. So, love you guys all very much. We'll talk real soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.